his shins, his feet. I would never want there to be another Jamarion Robinson. So that's why I'm always out here in the community sharing his story. Going back to that day, August 5th, 2016, he was inside his girlfriend's apartment watching TV. At approximately 1:30, the door was battle ram open. They immediately opened fire on my son. After shooting him that many times, flashbang grenades were thrown at him, landing on his body, burning him. After that, somebody walked up the stairs, stood over him, and shot down into his body additional 3 more times. After that, he was handcuffed and then dragged down a flight of stairs where his body laid there for over 8 hours with no medical aid rendered.
Lord.
After that, my mother, my uncles, my brothers, they all arrived on the scene. And of course, my mother was going, why? Why? Why would you all do something like this of this magnitude? They said, oh, we were looking for him from a week ago. He pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running. Here he is right here. But the photo that they showed my mother was not my son. My mother said, that's not my grandson. My 2 brothers went, no, that's not my nephew. My older brother said, my nephew looks like me. He flipped out his phone, showed them a photo, a recent photo of what my son looked like. She asked my brother to airdrop that. Going back, that was the GBI lady, asked my brother to airdrop that photo to her. So he did. They took that photo, dropped it on the news that night, and said East Point man had a shootout with police today.
Oh, wow.
With that being said, we were able to, I'm going to go back. Actually, we hired an investigator immediately. We hired an investigator, forensic person, a ballistic person, because we knew it was a false narrative. My family and I went, no. You know, my son is a student athlete at Tuskegee University. He don't have a reason to have a shootout with police. So we knew from that very point that that didn't make any sense to us. Upon his investigation, we recovered the video. And the video shows you everything. Actually, my son, you can see them battle ramming the door open. You immediately hear them say, show us your hands. My son proceeded to show them his hands. They immediately opened fire on him. And then while they were outside, if someone is shooting at you, you're going to retreat. They were just outside walking around, lollygagging around, and then all of a sudden, you see 2 of them do like this. And then the flashbang grenades go off. And then they're running in and out of the apartment consistently, trying to cover it up. So it was a cover-up. So I'm going to tell you all where we are as of now, because the last 3 years, my family and I, we have been fighting this. Just every day we're somewhere at somebody's front door telling his story. You know, we're at the DA's office consistently. But finally, December of 2016, the DA finally the DA had to actually file a federal lawsuit against the Department of Justice, because these were U.S. Marshals that entered the house and killed my son. Everybody turned off their body cameras, number 1. Number 2, being that they would never turn over the evidence to the DA, he had to file a federal lawsuit against them. And so recently, January the 16th of 2019, those officers were just subpoenaed to appear before a grand jury this July. And their charges, they're being charged with felony murder, oath of an officer, burglary, plus 8 other counts. But if it wasn't for me and my family just always being out here beating the pavement, you know, getting the community involved, my son's story would have went unheard. Justice for Jamarion. Let me hear you all say that.
Justice for Jamarion.
Justice for Jamarion Robinson.
Justice for Jamarion Robinson.
Justice for Jamarion Robinson.
Justice for Jamarion Robinson.
So please tweet that, share that for me. Justice for Jam, justice for Jamarion Robinson. Thank you so much for letting me share my story. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay.
All right, so look, one of the things we want to do is we want to acknowledge that we have power in us here. So we gather around moms like Ms. Robinson. Talk to her, heard her story, give her a hug, pray for her, you know what I mean? And then prepare for what needs to be done about this sort of thing. You know, we cannot